Righto. Apologies for the lack of updates recently. It's been all go. Life has got in the way, as it often does with these things. Changing jobs, working in the house, working in the garden, etc. So not a huge amount to update. I tried to get videos out every week when I first started, but that's easy when you're doing the little stuff. When you're on the big stuff like Bodywork, it's very difficult to get something new to show every week. So that's why the frequency slowed down. My enthusiasm hasn't waned. That's the good news. I'm still cracking on with it. I still want to get it finished, and I'm still as excited about doing it as I was in the beginning. So that's the good news. Obviously, the bad news is we're on the Bodywork section, so it's just a never-ending cycle of sanding, filling, rubbing, painting, just trying to get all the panels nice and smooth. To be fair, we are probably 70% there with it. The bonnet is all done, so the bonnet and obviously the wings, or the fender, the hood, as you'd say, across the pond. That is all done. So whilst you probably can't see it, this is absolutely glassy smooth. I've originally put on 2 coats of high build primer, which is catalyzed primer, similar to like a fiberglass, like a polyester resin in it, which means it goes off nice and quick, and you can put it on nice and thick as well, because it's catalyzed. It's not like normal paint where it air dries. The catalyst will obviously kick it off, so you can lag it on nice and thick and then cut it back, and that will get you probably 80% of the way there. With regards to your paintwork, all that old spider webbing, any tiny cracks, it will fill all that really, really nicely. Obviously it won't do deep stuff, any scratches, gouges, any dents, they all still need filling as you would any other way. But yeah, most of that is now done, which is quite nice. So all that front end is done, minus the 2 small end pieces where the side lights are. That still needs to be done. I have done, just take you around to the back. I've done the boot lid, so that's done. You can just see the old, if you can, oops, try and do this. The old Spitfire badge on there. I'm not going to keep those badges on there. They don't look very good. It's got a real 80s look about it, and it's a car from the 70s, and I just don't like those vinyl badges. So that's just going to be flat white afterwards. But yeah, the boot lid's done. The piece in between the boot and the main body of the car is done. The left side, down here, the rear quarter, that's all done. I still need to do the right side because, space-wise, it's very difficult. I've got to take the car out, jock it around in the driveway with 2 other cars out there to try and turn it around and get it back in again. I probably could drive it out there. The clutch works. I know the clutch works. I've tested it. The brakes work. So I probably could drive it out and turn around, but because it's not taxed, insured or anything, and even though it's on my own property, I've just got this horrible feeling that it will just lurch out into traffic and do something terrible. So yeah, at the moment, turning it around is push it forward, push it back, push it forward, push it back, and it's a bit of a pig to do. One day I'll have a nice big garage to do all this in, but for the time being, we work with what we got. So yeah, that's all done. Obviously the interior is done as per the last couple of videos, so the interior again is pretty much there. So we are now just in this endless cycle, as I say, of painting and sanding and filling and trying to get it all flat. We are getting there, but I don't have any exciting updates. It is just paintwork. So apologies for nothing interesting to show you. I've also been doing a little bit of tinkering under the bonnet as well. I still need to pull the trigger and buy the battery that fits in there. I don't know why I'm holding off on it. I need to buy it, so I just need to go and buy it. At the moment I'm still using my big Volkswagen battery, which when the battery's in, you can't close the bonnet. Another reason why I can't drive it around. I got a new fan and pulley belt for the old alternator, and of course got it rigged up, and the alternator is doing nothing, so it's dead. Now I know you can buy refurb kits for these alternators, but by the time I pull it all apart and try and refurb it, it's probably going to be a lot easier for me just to, again, bite the bullet and buy a new one. A new one's about 50 quid, and a new battery is about 50 quid, so £100 or $120 if you like, to sort of get that largely finished. It does run very nicely now. I have been playing around with a mixture, getting it tuned. And you know, they say when you get that nice exhaust note where it's going pop, 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 that's, you know, a good sign that you've got a decent mixture. And I have got that, so I'll insert a quick video of that now. There's a few other things left to do under there. I need to sort the choke cable out. A friend gave me a choke cable from his MG Midget because it looked about the same, and it's not the same. It doesn't, whilst it fits through the hole in the dash, the wood dash in this is too thick. It's about, I don't know, yay thick, maybe 3/4 of an inch thick. And the thread on the part where you have to spin the nut on the back isn't long enough. It doesn't go all the way through the wood, so I've either got to A, again, buy a new choke cable, or B, what I'll probably do is just chamfer out, you know, countersink the choke, whatever you call it, the choke body, if you like, in the on the dashboard. I can't speak today. Just so I can get a few turns on the nut and get it on the back, so that's why the choke is unplugged. But yeah, everything else under there that should work is working. I do still have a small leak from my water pump, which is thoroughly annoying, because I took it off and put some instant gasket around it and fired up again, and it's still got a little drip coming from between the block and the water pump. So it wasn't the best instant gasket, if I'm honest. It smells exactly like silicone sealant. You know, it's got that really nice sort of salt and vinegar crisp smell to it. That's the best way I can describe it. So I know it's silicone sealant, so I get some of that proper blue gasket stuff in there, seal that link up on the water pump, and other than that, everything else in there that should work does work. So that's pretty groovy. So, you know, other than a few jobs like the alternator battery and just sorting the choke out, and I need to make a bracket for the squirty bottle as well, you know, everything else in there that should work pretty much does work. So I'm reasonably happy with that. Still not sure if my temperature gauge is working or not. I did run it up to temperature, and my gauge didn't show anything, so I don't know. I have only just twisted the wires together for the time being, just to sort of, you know, see if it was working, and it's not, so I'm not too sure about that. But again, small things, you know, we'll get to those. Yes. So unfortunately, guys, that's pretty much it. That's the only update I've got. Like I said, I'd love to show you more, but I just haven't done any more. I just wanted to put a small update video out just to let you know that I'm still doing it. I know it's really annoying when you follow something on YouTube and you think, oh, this looks quite interesting, I'll follow this, and then halfway through it just stops, and you're like, what happened? You know, someone's lost interest in it, it's just, they've sold it, whatever, but you know, they don't give you an update. So, update. I'm getting there. It's just going to take a while for me to sort the bodywork out now. Hopefully, next video in a couple of weeks' time, I'll have this in primer. That's what I'd really like. I can go and get some paint. I got a friend who's got a proper compressor and spray gun, and we will now have somewhere to spray. So it'd be very nice if I could actually get this all in one colour, because then it will suddenly look like a car. That would be amazing. And obviously all the other jobs I can't do until the paint's on. There's no point doing the chrome, you know, putting the bumpers on, putting the lights back in, doing the wiring, all those little knock-on jobs, putting the windscreen back in. There's just no point in doing it until it's in paint. I'm just have to take it off again to put it back on again. So that paint is now my sort of next point that's really holding me back. So I'm just going to crack on, get this bodywork done, and then hopefully in the next week or two I'll have something white to show you. As always, thank you to everyone who's been watching thus far, subscribed, commented, liked, and all that kind of stuff. You know, I do appreciate it. Whilst I've only got 300 odd subscribers, I'm cool with that. You know, I'm not out to break the world or set a YouTube record by any means. But you know, I like watching restoration videos. You know, when people do things, and this is my first one. This is my very first project. So you know, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what comes out of it. Whether it's, I've got a feeling it'll be as good as I'm capable of producing. Let's put it that way. It won't be perfect. It's already not perfect. As I've said before, I don't have the time, the money to do it perfect. You know, send things away, get them sandblasted, and replace every panel that's, you know, that needs fixing. When he's replacing, you know, I'm fixing things as I go. I'm using all the original parts as much as possible and refurbishing everything as, you know, where I can. So yeah, it's never going to be the best video series on the internet, but you know, I'm okay with that. So yeah, thank you very much for, as I say, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that stuff. It means a lot. So thank you very much, and I shall see you all on the flip side. Have a good day.